Hello, friend of Dosis de Cultura. Welcome to a new and exciting challenge. Today we bring you 100 general knowledge questions that will test your knowledge on a variety of fascinating topics. Are you ready to show how much you know and learn new things? Let's get started. What is the official currency of South Korea? It's the won! Which country is home to Tucumán International Airport? In Panama. In what year was former U.S. President John F. Kennedy assassinated? In the year 1963. Besides radium, what other chemical element was discovered by Marie Curie? Polonium. How do you say feliz in English? You say happy? Which country is the soccer team Cruz Azul from? It's a Mexican soccer team. Which country is known for having the Foreign Legion as part of its army? The Foreign Legion belongs to France. Which planet in the solar system has the shortest day? Jupiter has the shortest day in the entire solar system. The planet completes a rotation on its axis in just 9 hours and 55 minutes. Who was the goddess of the moon in Greek mythology? Selene. Which country has the largest freshwater reserves? Brazil. What is the sound that cows make called? Moo. What does orography study? Mountains. Which atmospheric layer lies between the stratosphere and thermosphere? The mesosphere. Which luxury car brand uses an emblem with a trident? Maserati. How many bones does a human hand have? The human hand has 27 bones. Which of these three is a viviparous animal? The bear is viviparous. Oil and water mix very well, true or false? That's false. Water and oil don't mix because of their different polarities. If you try to mix water with oil, you'll see how the oil ends up floating on top of the water. Which natural resource was crucial for the development of the Industrial Revolution? Coal was crucial for the Industrial Revolution, driving technological and economic advances. Its abundance in England made it possible to power steam engines, which were essential for the textile industry, mining, and railway transportation. Without coal, the Industrial Revolution as we know it would not have been possible. Which country is highlighted on the map? It's Romania. What is the demonym for people born in Sao Paulo, Brazil? They're Paulistanos. What is the name of the point inside the Earth where an earthquake starts? The point inside the Earth where an earthquake starts is called the hypocenter. You probably confused it with the epicenter, which is the point on the surface directly above the hypocenter. The hypocenter is where the accumulated energy is actually released, triggering the seismic movement. According to the Bible, who received the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai? It was Moses. What is a person who suffers from one-aerophobia afraid of? Sleeping. Where is the Rolex watch company from? It's a Swiss company. Which of these three novels was written by Bram Stoker? Dracula. Which war took place between 1939 and 1945?
5.
The Second World War. Which Egyptian queen had a romance with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony? Cleopatra. Which historical period followed the Middle Ages? The Modern Age. Who is this famous actress, model, and singer? Marilyn Monroe? With which country does Brazil share its longest border? With Bolivia. Who created Dragon Ball? Akira Toriyama from Japan. Which country has a larger area, Spain or Venezuela? Venezuela has an area of approximately 916,000 square kilometers, while Spain has around 506,000 square kilometers. Therefore, Venezuela's area is almost twice that of Spain. What is the title of this painting? The Kiss by the painter Gustav Klimt. What is the chemical element with the symbol CO? Cobalt. What is South Africa's official flag? The flag of South Africa is B. Which part of the eye is responsible for regulating the amount of light that reaches the retina? The iris. Which of these three basketball players is Michael Jordan? If you chose option A, you got it right. What is the back part of a ship called? It's the stern. What is the disorder called in which a person feels an irresistible urge to start fires? Pyromania. Which Roman general is famous for the phrase, "the die is cast"? Julius Caesar. Besides Bolivia, which other South American country is landlocked? Paraguay. Which of these three countries is Egypt? Egypt's territory is B. Which Portuguese explorer led the first expedition to circumnavigate the Earth? The first expedition to circumnavigate the Earth was led by Ferdinand Magellan. Although Magallanes was unable to complete the journey due to his death in 1521, the expedition continued under the command of Juan Sebastián Elcano, who eventually completed the mission. This journey confirmed that the Earth was round and that it could be circumnavigated. How many rooks does a chess player have at the beginning of a game? Two rooks. What is the name of this Disney character? It's Jumbo Jr., better known as Dumbo. Which river flows through London? The River Thames. In which country is the region of Catalonia? Subscribe now and become a general knowledge expert. In Spain. How many years is a quindenio equivalent to? A quindenio is 15 years. What is inflamed in a person with gastritis? The stomach. What is this sport called? It's fencing. Listen carefully and identify the musical genre. Listen to it one more time. It was samba. Which country does this flag belong to? It's the flag of Australia. Which Greek philosopher is known for an important mathematical theorem that bears his name? Pythagoras. Which of these mathematical symbols is used to represent the square root? The correct symbol is the one in option C. Which is the most populated state in the United States? The most populated state in the United States is California, with a population of over 39 million inhabitants. California is not only the state with the most residents, but also one of the most important economic, cultural, and technological centers in the country. What brand is this vehicle? It's a Toyota. Which animal pretends to be dead when it feels threatened? The opossum. In which country is the city of Stuttgart? In Germany. Which famous battle pitted 300 Spartan soldiers against the Persian army? In the Battle of Thermopylae, which took place in 480 BC, the Spartan king, Leonidas I led 300 Spartan soldiers in a brave effort to stop the advance of the Persian army. Although the Greeks were ultimately defeated, their sacrifice became a symbol of courage and resistance in history. Which is the least densely populated country in the world? It's Mongolia. Which country is Emmanuel Macron the president of? France. What mythological creature appears in the center of Bhutan's flag? A dragon. What is the largest island in Africa? The island of Madagascar. In the Bible, which river was Jesus Christ baptized in? In the Jordan River. In the Harry Potter universe, on which platform do you take the train to get to Hogwarts? On platform 9 3/4. In which country is the Alhambra located? In Spain. What is the name of this sculpture? It's David. What is the name of Winnie the Pooh's donkey friend? Eeyore. Which mountain range forms the natural border between Andorra, France, and Spain? The Pyrenees. What do you call a word that has the opposite meaning of another? It's an antonym. Do electric charges of opposite signs attract or repel each other? They attract each other. Who was the Queen of France who was executed during the French Revolution? Marie Antoinette. What is the nationality of the singer Luis Miguel? Luis Miguel is Mexican. Who said one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind? The astronaut Neil Armstrong spoke these words when he became the first human being to set foot on the lunar surface on July 20, 1969. Maybe. What is the driest non-polar desert on the planet? The Atacama Desert in Chile. Which continent is home to 60% of the world's population? The Asian continent. Which of these animals sleeps 22 hours a day? The koala. Which city has the highest number of skyscrapers in the world? The city of Hong Kong has almost 2,000 buildings that are over 100 meters tall. Next, although far behind, is New York, with about 860 skyscrapers. In Latin America, the city with the most skyscrapers is Panama City, with 150. Which country is the largest producer of olive oil in the world? Spain. What country is the only one whose name begins with O? Oman. What poison, famous for its paralyzing effects, was used for the execution of Socrates? Hemlock. What is the name of Amazon's virtual assistant? Alexa, what does a forester do? To grow and maintain forests. How many tens are there in 100? There are 10 tens in 100. In which oceans are the Galapagos Islands located? In the Pacific Ocean. Which of these three shapes is an octagon? The octagon is A. What numerical value does the letter D represent in Roman numerals? $500? What is the name of this bone? It's the radius. Which country has Athens as its capital city? Athens is the capital of Greece. What can a person who suffers from anosmia do? Anosmia is the total loss of the sense of smell, which can significantly affect the quality of life of those who suffer from it, since it not only prevents enjoying pleasant aromas, but it can also make it difficult to detect dangers such as smoke from a fire or spoiled food. What is the name of this actor? It's Adam Sandler. What is the unit of measurement for energy in the International System of Units? What is the unit of measurement for energy in the International System of Units? In which city is the Wailing Wall located? In the city of Jerusalem. What is the name of the hammer of the Norse god Thor? It's Mjolnir. What is the name of Superman's home planet? Krypton. Who wrote The Picture of Dorian Gray? Oscar Wilde. Which character created by William Shakespeare says the famous phrase, "to be or not to be"? That is the question. Hamlet said it. Which is the least used letter in the Spanish language? The letter W. Which revolution began with the storming of the Bastille in 1789? The French Revolution. Which ancient empire had its capital in Cusco? The Inca Empire? We've reached the bonus question of the video. Do you know who this historic figure is? Remember to leave your answer in the comments if you want to appear in a dose of culture. Congratulations to all the subscribers who answered correctly in the previous video. Now keep testing yourself with this amazing challenge on your screen. I'll see you in the next dose of culture. See you soon.